Welcome to Vicki's Keto Way of Life. Today I'm going to be making Vicki's Keto Chocolate Cheesecake. And instead of using a regular pie pan, I'm just going to be using this. So it's a Pyrex silicone pie pan. It's pretty big. This is what I like to use because I don't have to worry about the pie crust getting stuck. So for my pie crust, it's going to be almond flour. I put a little bit of my homemade vanilla extract and 1 Truvia packet. And of course the almond flour is going to be about 1 cup and about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And what I always do is I just pour the almond flour into the pan. I put in my 1 packet of Truvia. So I have my Truvia in there, and I also have a little bit of splash of vanilla extract. So now I'm going to take my butter and put 3 tablespoons of butter. So now that that's mixed up, I'm going to put it in the oven. Not really. And what I do is I just mix it up with my hand, and then I start patting it down. And sometimes I add more of the almond flour and more of the butter just to make sure that I have this pan completely coated. Alright, so I have the pie crust all mixed up and all pressed down. So I like it to be really thin. So then I'm going to stick it in the oven at 350 and just watch it. And when it's nice and toasted, then I pull it out. And I always like to put it on into the freezer. That way it can go ahead and get cold. And then I start mixing up my cheesecake mixture. I'll be back. So while my pie is in the oven, I'm going to assemble everything together for my cheesecake. I'm going to be using cacao powder, 3 tablespoons of that. And this is my Truvia. And yes, I use the Truvia packets because I like the erythritol and stevia blend that they have. And you can't find that in big containers. And so I just buy the 400 packs. And it took 28 packs to fill a half a cup. So I'm going to open up my cream cheese and stick them into my Vitamix along with 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons of cacao powder, and I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon, probably 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put in my eggs. And then I like to put in the cream cheese and then the rest. So I have my 2 8-ounce cream cheeses into the Vitamix. So that is a total of 16 ounces. So now I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of cacao powder inside. And that's going to add my chocolate to the cream cheesecake. And then I'm going to put my homemade vanilla extract in. And that's going to be 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. Sorry, that's supposed to be 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but last time I felt like it needed more, so I'm adding 2 more, so that's a total of 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then now I'm going to add in my Truvia. And I'm going to start the Vitamix, so it's going to get loud, so I will be back. Alright, here's the cream cheese mixture in the Vitamix. As you can see, it's very thick, and it looks delicious. And I just scrape down the sides to make sure everything got nice and mixed. And I just wanted to let you know what cream cheese I use. I do have a original Philadelphia here. And then I also have, this is a Costco brand that I use. So I've also used an Aldi brand. So you just have to make sure you look at the ingredients, make sure there's nothing else added. It should be only pasteurized milk and cream, salt, and maybe the bean gum and cheese culture. All right, my crust is ready, and I am going to stick it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. All right, so now I have my crust is all cooled, and I'm going to be sticking my cheesecake on top of it. I have aluminum foil wrapping it, and then I'm going to wrap it up and then put it in a water bath. Okay, so now I have the cheesecake in here, and I just want to kind of give it a good shake and make sure everything is even and it's level all across it. And so then I'm going to wrap up the foil now. I want to make sure that it's nice and tight so no water can get inside of it. Alright, so my cheesecake is in the oven. So now I'm going to pour the water in. I just want to make sure that it's going to go up, but not over the cheesecake. So now I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. Cake is out of the oven. It's looking delicious. So now I just need to cool it down, and then I'll make the chocolate ganache to go on top. I already had some chocolate ganache left over that I had in this little jar in the refrigerator, so I'm just putting it in hot water to heat it up. But if you want to make it fresh, you just use 1/4 of a cup of Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips, and that's the dark chocolate chips, and 1/3 cup of heavy cream. And what I do is I usually take my pot and I heat up the 1/3 cup of heavy cream, move it off of the stove once it's hot, and then I start slowly mixing in the chocolate and just keep stirring until it's all melted. Okay, so you can see that the chocolate is all nice and melted. And this was what was left over last time when I made a chocolate cheesecake. So now I'm going to take the chocolate cheesecake. I like to put it in a plate, and then I like to put it into my pie cover. And then I keep it in the refrigerator. My cheesecake didn't turn out as pretty this time. It cracked while I was moving it over. So now I'm going to put on the chocolate ganache. And here's the finished products. And thank you for choosing Vicki's Keto Way of Life.